Bhakta-vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. We're continuing to read from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 6, chapter 18. Does anyone remember what we read yesterday?
Hare Krishna.
Hare
We
Krishna.
read about how Diti, about his sons were mentioned, and then how Diti was very sad that his kids were killed, Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaksha, and then he thought that Indra, who's very, very envious, and he killed. So he wanted to he wanted somebody who could kill Indra. He wanted somebody who could kill Indra, and in that process, she started pleasing Kashyap Muni, her husband, and she pleased him to such an extent that he gave him a boom. And then also Brahmaji also mentioned that why the women were created in this context. It was mentioned that Brahmaji mentioned that because all others were so detached, so he had to create women to increase the population, and she's only the one um, who gets men attracted to herself. And then she attracted Kashyap Muni, and then to such an extent that Kashyap Muni said, "Oh, my dear wife, I'm so happy. You can ask for anything, whatever you want from me, I will give you." And then she asked that, I want a son who can kill Indra. And in between, we also heard that how it was mentioned that a wife who worships her husband, just like considering as a part and parcel of Krishna, can be delivered. And yeah, this is what we read.
Thank you so much. So we are going to read from text 41. Sharat Padmotsavam Vaktram
Sharat Padma Utsavam Vaktram
Vachascha Shravanamritam
Vachascha Shravanamritam
Hridayam Shura Dharabham
Hridayam Shuradhara Abham
Strinam Ko Veda Chestitam.
Srinam Koveda Cheshtitam.
Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. A woman's face is as attractive and beautiful as a blossoming lotus flower during autumn. Her words are very sweet, and they give pleasure to the ear. But if we study a woman's heart, we can understand it to be extremely sharp, like the blade of a razor. In these circumstances, who could understand the dealings of a woman? So, because Kashyap Muni was also speaking the psychology of the woman, because now he understood that his wife wants a son to kill Indra, and he's like, oh my God, what are you getting me involved in? I don't want to be involved in such a thing. And then he's speaking the psychology of the woman, that she pleases the man to get what she wants. So then now the woman is now depicted very well from the materialistic point of view by Kashyap Muni. Women are generally known as the fair sex, and especially in youth, at the age of 16 or 17, women are very attractive to men. Therefore, a woman's face is compared to a blooming lotus flower in autumn. Just as a lotus is extremely beautiful in autumn, a woman at the threshold of youthful beauty is extremely attractive. In Sanskrit, a woman's voice is called Nariswar because women generally sing, and their singing is very attractive. At the present moment, cinema artists, especially female singers, are especially welcome. Some of them earn fabulous amounts of money simply by singing. Therefore, as taught by Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu, a woman singing is dangerous. because it can make a sannyasi fall a victim to the woman. Sannyas means giving up the company of women. But if a sannyasi hears the voice of a woman and sees her beautiful face, he certainly becomes attracted and is sure to fall down. There have been many examples. Even the great sage Vishwamitra fell a victim to Menaka. Therefore, a person desiring to advance in spiritual consciousness must be especially careful not to see a woman's face or hear a woman's voice. To see a woman's face and appreciate its beauty, or to hear a woman's voice and appreciate her singing as very nice, is a subtle fall down for a brahmachari or sannyasi. Thus, the description of a woman's features by Kashyap Muni is very instructive. So, Srila Prabhupada is here mentioning that the sannyasi and brahmachari need to stay away because then certainly they will get attracted and then that will cause their fall down. When a woman's bodily features are attractive, when her face is beautiful, and when her voice is sweet, she is naturally a trap for a man. The Shastras advise that when such a woman comes to serve a man, she should be considered to be like a dark well covered by grass. In the fields, there are many such wells, and a man who does not know about them drops through the grass and falls down. Thus, there are many such instructions. Since the attraction of the material world is based on attraction for women, Kashyap Muni thought, under the circumstances, Chanakya, under the circumstances, who can understand the heart of a woman? Chanakya Pandit has also advised, Vishwaso neva kartavya, strishu rajakuleshu cha. There are two persons one should not trust, a politician and a woman. These, of course, are authoritative Shastric injunctions, and we should therefore be very careful in our dealings with women. So Chanakya Pandit, it seems, is also saying, like, what is behind her heart? What does she want actually? Like Kekai also, she kept the three boons. Then she get carried away by Manthara. Then she asked the boon at the time when uh, Lord Ram was going to be coronated. So sometimes our Krishna consciousness movement is criticized for mingling men and women, but Krishna consciousness is meant for anyone. Whether one is a man or woman does not matter. Lord Krishna personally says, Striyo Vaishyas Tata Shudras, Tepi Yanti Param Katim, whether one is a woman, Shudra or Vaishya, not to speak of being a Brahmana or Kshatriya. Everyone is fit to return home back to Godhead if he strictly follows the instructions of the spiritual master and Shastra. So Prabhupada here is bringing us immediately to the transcendental platform. He's saying, man or woman doesn't matter. We are all spirit souls. We all have equal right to become Krishna conscious. So that's the reason Srila Prabhupada opened the movement, even for women. And before that, women were not given initiation, Brahman initiation, or given such active roles in worship of deity, worshipping in the temple. But Srila Prabhupada, he opened it. Therefore, we request all the members of the Krishna consciousness movement, both men and women, not to be attracted by bodily features, but only to be attracted by Krishna. Then everything will be all right. Otherwise, there will be danger. So, I don't know if you all want to comment anything on this.
No.
Okay, then we'll go on to the next one. न हि कश्चित् प्रियस्त्रीणाम्
न हि कश्चित् प्रिय स्त्रीणाम्
अंजसा swashishas. No, how do we say it?
अंजसा सो
Swahish.
आशीष आत्मनाम्.
Thank you. Anjasa swashishatmana.
अंजसा स्व आशीष आत्मनाम्.
Patim putram bhrataram va
पतिं पुत्रं भातरं वा
gnanti arthe ghatayanti cha.
घनन्ति अर्थे घातयन्ति च.
To satisfy their own interests, women deal with men as if the men were most dear to them. But no one is actually dear to them. Women are supposed to be very saintly, but for their own interests, they can kill even their husbands, sons, or brothers, or cause them to be killed by others. A woman's nature has been particularly well studied by Kashyap Muni. Women are self interested by nature, and therefore they should be protected by all means so that their natural inclination to be too self interested will not be manifested. Women need to be protected by men. A woman should be cared for by her father in her childhood, by her husband in her youth, and by her grown sons in her old age. This is the injunction of Manu, who says that a woman should not be given independence at any stage. So, Manu is the father of mankind. He's written the Manu Samhita, the rules for human beings. Women must be cared for so that they will not be free to manifest their natural tendency for gross selfishness. There have been many cases, even in the present day, in which women have killed their husbands to take advantage of their insurance policies. This is not a criticism of women, but a practical study of their nature. Such natural instincts of a woman or a man are manifested only in the bodily conception of life. When either a man or a woman is advanced in spiritual consciousness, the bodily conception of life practically vanishes. We should see all women as spiritual units, aham brahmasmi, whose only duty is to satisfy Krishna. Then the influences of the different modes of material nature, which result from one's possessing a material body, will not act. So here Kashyap Muni, because he's analyzing the nature of the woman, he's like, he feels kind of manipulated by Diti, right? Because she pleased him all the while she was being pleasing and kind and loving to him because she had some ulterior motive in heart. It was not a selfless service that she was doing. She wanted something, so he's bringing out this point. And then here, but Prabhupada is mentioning in the purport that we understand that man or woman all are spiritual parts and parcels of Krishna. And if we can come to that transcendental platform and try to understand whether man or woman, everyone is to be engaged in Krishna's service. The Krishna consciousness movement is so beneficial that it can very easily counteract the contamination of material nature, which results from one possessing a material body. Bhagavad Gita therefore teaches, in the very beginning, that whether one is a man or a woman, one must know that he or she is not the body but a spiritual soul. So, this training, actually, we don't get this training, but it should be given from the beginning of life. Otherwise, we are in fact taught more and more to think that we are the body. Whatever body we may be in, man or women, we are taught more and more to identify with it. But the real knowledge is that we are not the spirit, I'm sorry, we are not the bodies, but we are spirit souls. Everyone should be interested in the activities of the spirit soul, not the body. As long as one is activated by the bodily conception of life, there is always the danger of being misled, whether one is a man or a woman. The soul is sometimes described as Purush because whether one is dressed as a man or a woman, one is inclined to enjoy this material world. One who has the spirit of enjoyment is described as Purusha. Whether one is a man or a woman, he is not interested in serving others. Everyone is interested in satisfying his or her own senses. Krishna consciousness, however, provides first class training for a man or a woman. A man should be trained to be a first class devotee of Lord Krishna, and a woman should be trained to be a very chaste follower of her husband. That will make the lives of both of them happy. So Prabhupada is again urging us to come to the transcendental platform, that not to look that, oh, this is a man body, this is a female body, this man or this woman, but come to the platform that I'm spirit soul, part and parcel of Krishna, servant of Krishna. So let me engage in the service of Krishna. So then going on. Pratishrutam dadamiti
प्रतिश्रुतं ददामीति
vachastanma tanna mrisha bhavet
वचस्तन्नामृषा भवेत्
vadam narhati chendropi
वदं न अर्हति च इन्द्रोऽपि
tatredam upakalpate.
तत्र इदम् उपकल्पते.
I promised to give her a benediction, and this promise cannot be violated. But Indra does not deserve to be killed. In these circumstances, the solution I have is quite suitable. Kashyap Muni concluded, Diti is eager to have a son who can kill Indra, since she is a woman after all, and is not very intelligent. I shall train her in such a way that instead of always thinking of how to kill Indra, she will become a Vaishnav, a devotee of Krishna. If she agrees to follow the rules and regulations of the Vaishnav principles, the unclean core of her heart will certainly be cleansed. Cheto Darpana Marjanam. This is the process of devotional service. Anyone can be purified by following the principles of devotional service in Krishna consciousness. For Krishna consciousness is so powerful that it can purify even the dirtiest class of men and transform them into the topmost Vaishnavas. So now Kashyap Muni is saying now her heart is full of envy. She wants to kill Indra. Now let me bring her focus to Lord Vishnu. Let me train her into devotional service so that her heart can be purified. So, so then we can see practically that devotional service works. Chaitanya says, Cheto Darpana Marjanam. By chanting the holy name, what happens? Our heart gets cleaned. Our heart gets washed off of all the dirt, the lust, the greed, the anger, the envy. Thinking that I'm the body, bringing one to the liberated platform. So, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's movement aims at this purpose. Narottam Das Thakur says, Rajendra Nandanye Shachi Sutta Haila say, Balaram Haila Nitai, Dina Hina Yata Chila, Hari Nama Udharila, Tara Sakshi Jagai Madhai. The appearance of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in this Kali Yuga is especially meant to deliver the fallen souls who are always planning something for material enjoyment. He gave the people of this age the advantage of being able to chant the Hare Krishna mantra and thus become fully pure, free from all material contamination. So Prabhupada is quoting here Narottam Das Thakur. And Lord Chaitanya has come. Lord Chaitanya is Krishna himself. And Lord Nityananda is Balaram. And they have come. They've come here to give us the chanting of the holy name, the Hare Krishna mantra, so that we can become purified, so we can understand our spiritual identity, so that we can become fully happy and joyful. Once one becomes a pure Vaishnav, he transcends all material conceptions of life. Means one can realize that, oh, I'm not this body. One can understand, oh, I am spirit soul. Thus Kashyap Muni tried to transform his wife into a Vaishnavi so that she might give up the idea of killing Indra. He wanted both her and her sons to be purified so that they would be fit to become pure Vaishnavas. Of course, sometimes a particular practitioner deviates from the Vaishnava principles, and there is a chance that he may fall down. But Kashyap Muni thought that even if one falls while practicing the Vaishnava principles, he is still not a loser. Even a fallen Vaishnav is eligible for better results, as confirmed in Bhagavad Gita. Swalpam api asya dharmasya trayate mahato bhaya. So Krishna says to Arjuna in Bhagavad Gita, even practicing the Vaishnava principles to a small extent can save one from the greatest danger of material existence. Thus, Kashyap Muni planned to instruct his wife Diti to become a Vaishnava because he wanted to save the life of Indra. Is that okay?
Yes. This is quite deep if to understand. It's quite deep, like how the women's nature is being mentioned, and then how we can, come over it. Because we all are spiritual souls. So how we can, it's very deep. An association, like, like how Diti, in association of Kashyap Muni, can change, and then how uh, Vaishnav thinks for good of others only. Like how Kashyap Muni is a Vaishnav and then he's thinking for good of Diti. Though she did so much, like though she tried to manipulate, but doesn't matter. He's still thinking that how to bring her to know close to bhakti and purify her and
Yeah,
wow.
that's right. Thank you. And also, we can see here that he's not, arguing with her, explaining, giving her any kind of a mental, what do you say, consultation, or because he knows that, okay, she engages in devotional service, for sure her heart will be purified. And then she may again not follow these principles, but at least whatever she has done will be to her eternal credit. It will have some effect. Something will be there. Yes, thank you so much for that.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah, actually, I just want to know because Kashyap Muni is saying like he want to save the life of Indra. He wanted to save the life of Indra. That's why he want like Diti become Vaishnava so that her mind changed and she thought uh, not to harm anybody, like not think bad for anybody or not to harm anybody. She will become pure. But here he wanted to save the life of Indra. This is the other purpose, right?
Yeah, so
After
both.
like
So both. Yeah, both the purposes are met.
okay,
Both the
so
things are going to happen to purify her so she
but
can give up.
here is the purpose to change Driti to save the life of Indra.
Yes, yes.
Yes, so uh, is something like I promised to give her a benediction. Like already he has given, like I will give you benediction for your good, like because I was happy with your all things you did for me. But here now when she asked for her benediction, he was thinking like not to harm the Indra. And so he thought like maybe if he will change Diti uh, by chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra or become Vaishnava, maybe she will give up the plan because she will be pure. But here the purpose is to save Indra, right?
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
just because of that she want to change Diti as Vaishnava.
yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know the summary, but it's a little bit confusing. Like
What is
there is
the
a purpose.
confusion?
There is a purpose. There is a motive of
Hmm.
Kashyap Rishi, Kashyap Muni.
Hmm.
So just because of that, she want before he not realized about that, right?
Yeah,
When her Driti benedicted from her husband, then he realized to change his wife.
yeah,
So like this is for our life also, right? When you want to harm somebody, if somebody is pure in your home, then he will guide you or what, like from the beginning you need to guide him or her to change his motive or change his life by chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra like that. Or because from this story I realize like because she was angry, because Indra killed her son Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaksha. That's why she wanted to take revenge from Indra and wanted to kill him. And that's why he pleased her husband by doing everything day and night. And when Kashyap Muni pleased with her all doing, then she asked for one benediction, and then Kashyap Muni realized that, like, oh no, she has a, sorry, I'm going to mute. Maybe sound is okay. So I am just thinking, like, before, why not? Why after, when she benedicted?
Well, before, why not? Because maybe he didn't know what is her heart.
But she was wife, right?
But then,
Wife
see,
of.
we are already hearing that if the wife is chaste and the husband is a devotee, she automatically gets liberation,
Change.
right?
Yes. Yes.
Automatically she gets liberation. She does
Liberate.
not need
Yes.
to separately do it. That was in Vedic times. If the
Oh,
wife
but
is
she has.
chaste, following the
Okay. Okay.
husband, and the husband is a devotee, so she
Mm-hmm.
doesn't need to separately engage in devotional service. By serving the husband, she's already indirectly engaging in devotional service. But now
Okay.
she's
Okay.
realizing that, oh no, her heart is not clean.
Mm.
So let me do something, you know? Let her
Okay.
engage directly in devotional service now. So
Mm.
she, for her benefit, for benefit of Indra, for the benefit of the child that will be born.
Oh, okay. Yes, yes. This is justified, yes. Because in Vedic times, the husband, if husband is pure and followed Vaishnava dharma, then wife can be liberated automatically, right?
Yes,
Okay.
that's right.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. This is
Okay.
justified. Okay. Because I
Okay.
was really confused, like why later he realized like he need to change her uh, as a Vaishnava. Why not before? Okay,
Hmm.
thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. Iti sanchintya Bhagavan
इति सञ्चिन्तय भगवान्
Maricha Kurunandana
मारीचः कुरुनन्दन
Uvacha Kinchit Kupita
उवाच किञ्चित् कुपिता
Atmanam Cha Vigharhayan.
आत्मानं च विग्रहन्
Sri Sukadev Goswami said, Kashyap Muni, thinking in this way, became somewhat angry, condemning himself, O Maharaj Parikshit, descendant of Kuru. He spoke to Diti as follows. Shri Kashyap Uvacha
श्रीकश्यप उवाच
Putraste Bhavita Bhadre
पुत्रस्ते भविता भद्रे
Indra Hadeva Bandhava
इन्द्रहा देवबान्धवः
Samvatsaram Vritam Idam
संवत्सरं वृतम् इदम्
Yadi Anjodhara Yishyasi.
यदि अंजो धारयिष्यसि
Kashyap Muni said, my dear gentle wife, if you follow my instructions regarding this vow for at least 1 year, you will surely get a son who will be able to kill Indra. However, if you deviate from this vow of following the Vaishnava principles, you will get a son who will be favorable to Indra. The word Indraha refers to an asur who is always eager to kill Indra. An enemy of Indra is naturally a friend to the asuras, but the word Indraha also refers to one who follows Indra or who is obedient to him. When one becomes a devotee of Indra, he is certainly a friend to the demigods. Thus, the words Indra Hadeva Bandhava are equivocal, for they say, your son will kill Indra, but he will be very friendly to the demigods. If a person actually became a friend of the demigods, he certainly would not be able to kill Indra. So Prabhupada here is explaining in the purport that the words that Kashyap Muni is using is saying that your son is going to be a friend of the demigods. And anyone who's a friend of the demigods is not going to kill Indra. Indra is the king of the demigods. So certainly he will also have that adoration for Indra. No, he will be following Indra's orders because Indra he's the king of all the demigods. So going on. Ditiruvacha
Ditiruvacha
dhara ish Dharayishe vratam brahman
Dharayishe Vritam Brahman
Rohi karyani yani me
Bruhi Karyani Yani Me
Yani cheha nishidhani
Yani Cheha Nishidhani
Na vratam ghananti yani uta.
Na Na Vratam Dhananti Yani Uttaha.
Diti replied, my dear Brahmana, I must accept your advice and follow the vow. Now let me understand what I have to do, what is forbidden, and what will not break the vow. Please clearly state all this to me. As stated above, a woman is generally inclined to serve her own purposes. Kashyap Muni proposed to train Diti to fulfill her desires within 1 year, and since she was eager to kill Indra, she immediately agreed, saying, please let me know what the vow is and how I have to follow it. I promise that I shall do the needful and not break the vow. This is another side of a woman's psychology. Even though a woman is very fond of fulfilling her own plans, when someone instructs her, especially her husband, she innocently follows, and thus she can be trained for better purposes. By nature, a woman wants to be a follower of a man. Therefore, if the man is good, the woman can be trained for a good purpose. That's why in the Vedic times they would keep saying, right, that the man would be given the training to be a devotee, and the woman would be given the training to follow the husband. And so then both of them could live peacefully in this world and at the end of life go to the spiritual world. So here Prabhupada is saying the psychology of the woman is that she follows. She follows what what her husband is telling. And then if the husband is gotten, if he's a devotee, he can train her to be a devotee. Okay. Shri Kashyap Uvacha
Shri Kashyap Uvacha
Na himsyad bhuta jatani
Na Himsyat Bhuta Jatani
Na shapen nanritam vadet
Na Shapet Na Anamritam Vadet
Na chindyan nakha romani
Na Chindyat Na Karomani
Na sprashedyad amangalam.
Na Sprasheti Yatamangalam.
Kashyap Muni said, my dear wife, to follow this vow, do not be violent or cause harm to anyone. Do not curse anyone and do not speak lies. Do not cut your nails and hair and do not touch impure things like skulls and bones. Kashyap Muni's first instruction to his wife was not to be envious. The general tendency of anyone within this material world is to be envious, and therefore, to become a Krishna conscious person, one must curb this tendency, as stated in Srimad Bhagavatam. Paramo nirmat saranam. A Krishna conscious person is always non envious, whereas others are always envious. Thus, Kashyap Muni's instruction that his wife not be envious indicates that this is the first stage of advancement in Krishna consciousness. Kashyap Muni desired to train his wife to be a Krishna conscious person, but this would suffice to protect both her and Indra. So, non envy, Prabhupada is pointing out here. Krishna also, he instructed the Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna because he said, you're not envious, not to be envious of others. Napsus snaya na kupyeta.
Napsu snayat na kupayeta.
Na sambhasheta durjane.
Na sambhashena durjane.
Na vasita dhauta vasa.
Na vasita adhotvasah.
Srijam cha vidritam vachet.
Strajam cha vidritam kvachet.
Kashyap Muni continued, my dear gentle wife, never enter the water while bathing. Never be angry and do not even speak or associate with wicked people. Never wear clothes that have not been properly washed. And do not put on a garland that has already been worn. Never enter the water while bathing. What does that mean? You're bathing. You're going to bathe with water.
So is it that like don't enter the water means that don't enter the river or something, like just take bath outside? Is it that?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, probably. That's right. And earlier said, don't cut nails. How long the nails would grow in 1 year? Anyway,
Oh my
those are
God.
not important. The
Hmm.
important point is give up envy, don't be envious, don't be angry, don't associate with wicked people.
Hmm.
Those are the more important instructions. No chistam chandikanam cham
No ushchittam chandika annam
tamisham vrishalaritam
chasa amisham vrishala ahatam
bunjito dakya yadrishtam
bunjito udkaya drishtam
piben nanjalinatva apaha.
vivetna anjalina anjali tuppaha.
Never eat leftover food. Never eat prasad offered to the goddess Kali Durga. And do not eat anything contaminated by flesh or fish. Do not eat anything brought or touched by a Shudra or anything seen by a woman in her menstrual period. Do not drink water by joining your palms. Generally, the goddess Kali is offered food containing meat and fish, and therefore Kashyap Muni strictly forbade his wife to take the remnants of such food. Actually, a Vaishnava is not allowed to take any food offered to the demigods. A Vaishnava is always fixed in accepting prasad offered to Lord Vishnu. Through all these instructions, Kashyap Muni, in a negative way, instructed his wife Diti how to become a Vaishnavi. So don't do this, don't do this, don't do this. He's bringing her to follow uh, the principles of become clean. Automatically, it will come. Be clean. You know, the negatives are already becoming, if we see it in a positive way, to follow the
Hmm.
principles. Yeah. No chish tap. Oh, we almost time's up. Sorry, I got carried away. So we'll stop here.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, this is interesting, right? So,
All right. Any comments?
yeah.
I'm sorry, did you have any comments? Oh,
No, 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 no comments. I'm just like that how association mattered. Like at that time also, like because Diti had good association, so there was a chance for her to purify. If you don't have good association, there is no chance for you to, because nobody will look also for you that, oh, you have these qualities which are improper, or this is not the right behavior. So if you don't have a right association, then it's very difficult to get purified.
yeah,
So
so true.
association is so important because she had such a nice husband who really cared. Otherwise, people don't care sometimes, and we just fall down more and more.
So true. Yeah,
Yeah.
so true. Thank you. And not only maybe they don't care, but maybe they don't even realize.
They realize, yes, yes,
It
absolutely.
could be that.
Yeah. They
So
both are
yes,
living their
as
life.
you,
Yeah.
yeah.
Mm.
So yeah, the importance of good association. Thank you. Thank you so much. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai, Hare Krishna.